Raider Nation, would you accept Tom Brady as a minority owner of the Raiders? A QB is still needed. Are the Raiders leaning towards AP's man Jaden Daniels or Seawood's man JJ McCarthy? And new NFL rule changes. Welcome to the show, Raider Nation. Spicy Raider Girl here with Chris from Protect the Shield. And we have Mother Moon behind the scenes.
You know that's
Remember,
right.
everybody, light that torch, hit that like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to both channels, just take a minute right now at the top of the show, subscribe to both of our channels. The drinking game alert tonight is quarterback. Anytime you hear us say quarterback, you know what to do. Drink. If you don't drink, toke, and if you don't toke, you better start to working. What's good, everybody?
What is
going on? Spicy Mother Moon, how y'all doing?
We doing good. We doing good. When this unpredictable uncertainty of this off season, there's actually kind of a lot going on. There's a lot of chatter behind the scenes, if you will. So, I'm kind of interested to see the Raiders make a splash here.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of talk, a lot of different ways we can go with this quarterback, a lot of rumors, a lot of smoke screens. It's a lot going on.
That's right. But before we get into it, let's take a minute just for a second here to honor one of our own, Carmen Kavali. Look at this guy right here. Can you imagine? The Raiders family mourns the passing of Carmen Kavali, who played defensive end for the original Oakland Raiders in 1960. Goes on to say he played all 14 regular season games as a rookie. So, we just wanted to give him our respect because, you don't see too many of these original guys kind of still around. Like, he's born in 1937. So that's a lifelong a long life well lived. So we just want to pay our respect.
Yeah, respect to him and his family. Sure.
Absolutely.
One fact about him, I just want to say, I was reading up with him, and he has a restaurant, our Carmine's over in Philly. And what they're doing for the month of April for happy hour, every Friday happy hour, free drink.
Oh, nice.
On him. Yeah, I thought that's fantastic.
Where is it?
In Philadelphia.
Okay.
It's called Carmine's.
Carmine's or
Carmen's?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll check.
It's a restaurant. Yeah.
If you're
in the area.
If you're in the area.
A drink on Mr. Kavali.
Check it out. All right. Thank you, Mother Moon, for that tidbit. Well, there's a lot of uncertainty in this offseason. The number one uncertainty is who will be QB1 or who will be we don't know who will be QB1. Who will be the third addition even to this quarterback room, right? And then I guess we can talk about who QB1 will be.
I have to interject. We're already on 5 QBs.
Okay, well,
so drink, Turk, and do your thing.
Y'all know what to do. Just saying.
Here we go.
All right, so do the Raiders draft AP's man, Jaden Daniels, or Seawood's man, CC McCarthy? But before we get into that, Tom Brady's minority bid to buy the Raiders resumes. Raider Nation, would you accept Tom Brady as a minority owner? Chat, let us know what you think. Would you be accepting of it? And I'll start with you, Chris. How do you feel about this?
I'm cool with it. I don't hate Brady like some people do. I mean, when he became a Patriot, I stopped liking him. But being a Michigan fan, I always kind of liked him a little bit. He wasn't my favorite Michigan guy, but I liked him. So I'm okay with it. I'm not, I don't have that hate that a lot of other Raider fans have for him. So. Oh,
I forgot you're a Michigan guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. All right, Mother Moon, how would you feel? Would you be accepting of this?
At this time, I'm going to say yes. I just hope that, if he comes on, he wants to have a clean name for himself. And take on an ownership, take some pride in it. So as much as we don't want him, I think it'll be good. And I don't know if it'd be good. I'll accept him.
Yeah, chat, let us know what you think. I'll say this. I'm here for it. You know, there's been a lot. I think the number one reason, you know, people always hate the greatest, right? If you're on top, people hate you. I think that unfortunately comes with the territory. But I think as Raiders fans, the reason why we don't like him is because of the tuck rule.
Yeah.
But if you look at that, if we want to channel our hate somewhere, I think it should be, in which we do this as well, should be to the referees. Because at the end of the day, Tom Brady did not make that call. He didn't make the rule change. And when that happened, his name didn't carry any clout. It wasn't like he was getting the Tom Brady, you know, type calls during that reign of his career. So I will have to say, like, I would welcome it. I would accept it as well. So I guess for us here on the panel, we're all in consensus of accepting Tom Brady as a minority owner. Chat, let us know what you think. I do want to get in depth about this ownership thing a little bit more here, but before we do that, Chris, why don't you go ahead and take it to the chat?
Yeah, so shout out everybody in the chat. So I'm not able to pull them up, but I will shout out to Robert Pena. You know, he said Chris PTS Raiders. We got Mother Moon in the building. Got MG's Raiders in the building. Got my boy Leo in the building. Got my man Omar in the building. Got Ron Chappelle in the building from Southern Oregon. Man, appreciate you stopping through. Got my man SoCal Sal in the building. Got Myra G in the building. She said she's drinking, blazing, and cheers. And actually, happy birthday to Myra G.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, appreciate that. Let's see. Who else we got in the building down there? Got Cole in the building. Appreciate you coming through, Cole. My 2 cents. Appreciate you stopping through.
My 2 cents.
So I appreciate it. And Raider Resistance in the building.
I want to shout out to him because most of the graphics we're going to use tonight came from his Instagram page. So if you don't follow him, he puts up fire content all the time. So make sure you go follow him as well. Because
I use this stuff all the time too.
Right? It's great, isn't it? So let's get into this chatter a little bit. Okay, so I think in league meetings, there has been sort of this ongoing discussion of who should own an NFL team. There are no real requirements to own an NFL team. The only requirement is there's 2, I guess, requirements. You have a bankroll big enough to write a check.
Yeah.
Or you're grandfathered in and you inherit it.
Yeah.
So that's really the only criteria. And that's not really criteria, right? You don't have to know the game. Actually, you don't even have to run a business. You don't have to have a business. You don't have to have an MBA in business, nothing. Inherit, like you're born into it or you're rich from other ventures. So I think that's what makes this all interesting, right? So I think Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, it seems like they're kind of like jockeying for which former player can be kind of, you know, the first NFL team owner, you know, and maybe it's just for clout. Maybe they actually, you know, care, but you can never predict what an owner is going to be like. But I think with what I just said of not really needing any experience, wouldn't it benefit an NFL team to have somebody like a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning as an owner? I mean, they come with a great football IQ. They've been on the side of contracting, negotiations, advertising, and everything that goes with it, leadership, working with the front office, all those sorts of things. Yep. They've had the experience, right? And so let's talk about Tom Brady's minority bid here. So he's looking at a 5 to 10% ownership in the Raiders at a 70% discount on value of equity. So that's basically what would we call like a sweetheart deal, because he's getting this huge discount that a Tom Brady name would bring, right? Chris, they're not gonna give that to you or me.
Yep.
Just saying. not that I know how to run a team either, so I don't have any credentials. You know what I mean? So, but let's keep in mind also, when we talk about the Raiders ownership, we're not just talking about Mark Davis or really even Carol Davis, who's really the owner of the team, his mother. We're talking about the existing partners. So the Raiders are, I believe, an LLC. They're a live partnership. So it would have to be accepted by all of the ownership team to allow this to happen. And I just don't know if that ownership team would let Tom Brady take a cut like 10%. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Chris?
Honestly, I think from the Raider standpoint it's fine, but I think the pushback was from getting it approved by everyone else, and all the other owners have to approve it as well. So and I think, since he got it with such a discount, I know there was some pushback on it before, but I think though actually everyone in the Raiders organization is probably excited to get someone with his name power. When Tom Brady talks to other teams and things like that, they're going to listen. So I don't think of the issues within the company. It's just making sure the other owners are okay with it.
Yeah, and it's 24 owners that have to approve it. That's required. And I think right now it's just logistics going on. It's it's all happening on the back end, trying to finalize all the paperwork, like you said, discount or whatnot. So it's pretty much a done deal, I would think. And he's actually would be the third player owner.
Who else?
A George Hallis. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Richardson, Jerry Richardson.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so he would be the third.
So there's already two active former NFL players that have a minority stake in a team?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's why I just think it's, it's in the back end, just logistics are going on and all the paperwork has to be done. So
yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see. But what did the chat say? I didn't see. Was the chat accepting of
or did we have SoCal Sal, he said kick rocks, Tom.
No.
Let's see. Got Omar said don't matter, just win, baby. So some I think ultimately people aren't going to care because I don't think he's going to we're not going to notice it, just like you get some of these people with the big names, just like I think Magic Johnson is one of the owners for the Commanders. It's like at the end of the day, you're not going to know, what these guys are doing behind the scenes. So who knows?
I would like to kind of know, if you will, meaning see a difference and seeing some change. I think listen, we don't have to know what he does. We don't need a report card at the end of the day on what he did from hour to hour, but it would be nice to know, how he improved the team. And you mentioned Magic Johnson, he's owners of several teams in I think almost every league that there is. Yeah. And I believe once he became owners of a lot of these teams, they started to win. They became successful teams.
Yeah.
So whether winning mentality or directly related, I don't know, but
yeah.
All right. So let's see. We'll go to the chat here just a little bit. I guess everyone is okay. Power Raider, the tidbit of information. He says, I came here to watch the show. Thank you. And to let you know, tomorrow the Raider Image will continue the warehouse sale, 70% off. So if you want your Renfro, Garoppolo,
Kaepernick
jersey, who else? I actually forgot who else. Oh, Jacob. Duh.
And Darren Waller. Get your Darren Waller jerseys, everybody.
If you want any of those, you can get that at 70% off. I'm kidding. I'm sure they have other cool stuff there. So thank you for that tidbit. I actually thought it was over already. So
that's sweet. I didn't even know about it. So it's online. So that's sweet.
No. Did it say online?
It says online.
Online. Okay, so that's all the Garoppolo and Renfro jerseys they couldn't sell at the tent sale last weekend now available online.
Okay. Maybe they'll buy them back.
All right. Well, let's get into this conversation about the ongoing quarterback saga. And I say it like that. It sounds
we got to take our drinks.
I know. Right? Okay. I'm doing a tally. We've already done 7.
This has been a long week. So I'm getting all my
drink up or get your twerk going.
Well, I will say this. I say the quarterback saga because I get it. We don't have a quarterback this year. Does that seem like a saga? Maybe not. There's the draft coming. However, The quarterback position was kind of a mess last year. We thought we had a QB1 coming in. He gets injured. He goes down. Then in the middle of the season, they kind of try to figure out which way to go. Then they kind of figure it out. But I think this even goes back to 2022 with the whole car drama at the end of that season and putting in Stidham. So this has really kind of gone on since 2022. We've had let's see here. In 3 seasons, Carr, Stidham, Garoppolo, Hoyer, O'Connell, and then we don't know this season. That's a lot of turnaround in less than 2 seasons.
When you lay it out
way
like
less
that,
than 2 seasons.
Wow, yeah. When you lay it out like that, it sounds like so much.
It's a problem.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, love it or hate it, when you think about Carr, at least he gave us some continuity at the position. Because even before Carr, it was probably just as bad. I mean, I think every single year we had a different quarterback. So it was, we need to get our guy, find our guy, whoever that may be. We keep putting Band-Aids on it, but we need to find a guy and just get some continuity because good teams don't have this issue. If you look at the teams that are, consistently in the playoffs, they don't go through this crap.
Yeah. And it says, AP says here, we know we have to add a quarterback the next wave in the draft. And, he's saying it right there. They're drafting a quarterback. And we kind of knew that once they signed Minshew and once, the quarterback started dwindling and going to other teams, there isn't anybody left. So you kind of have to go to the quarterback, right? So he's saying it. We know it. But what's the direction that you think that the Raiders choose to go in? Because we all know that Daniels has been in the locker room and on the sideline. He's been kind of, AP's boy, if you will. At least when I say it like that, like he's had his support, right? They both had each other's support, really. Or do you go with somebody that alumni, veteran, Hall of Famer would go with, which is JJ McCarthy, and that is Charles Woodson. What do you think? JJ, well, I'll tell you what JT the Brick thinks. He says everybody wants our quarterback. He's calling him our quarterback, which I think is actually pretty interesting. Jaden Daniels is our quarterback. So, I mean, there's his, I guess, endorsement. Thank you. There's his endorsement.
Yeah, I think, it's easy to say our quarterback just because, everyone I think wants Jaden, not only just because he can play. The boy can play for sure. But the fact that, he's, AP's guy, and he wants to be a Raider. Like, he's probably the first, quarterback or prospect that we can tell that really, really wants to be a Raider. Like, if he could pick any team, like, he don't care about being the number 1 pick. He don't care about being a top 3 pick. He wants to be a Raider. And to me, that means everything. So, I don't know. I'm all for it.
Well, let's just for fun. I'm with you. I agree. But just for fun, let's discuss the other. Well, there are more options than these 2 guys, of course. But let's just discuss this other option here. Charles Woodson is endorsing. If the Raiders were to land that young man, I think his ceiling is very high. And that would be awesome if he was to don the silver and black. So, I mean, I get that's more of a soft endorsement, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like, and again, me being a Michigan guy, I hate to always say it, but I'm not a big JJ fan. I love Charles Woodson. He's, the GOAT to me. But I don't think JJ is a guy. People talk about an endorsement. I think Charles is like, he bleeds maize and blue. So he loves that university. We haven't had a high prospect like this in a long time. So I think it's easy for him to, get behind and support JJ. And even Tom Brady said something like JJ's the best quarterback for Michigan ever. Yeah. So it's just like, I think they're just supporting him. So shout out to JJ, but out of these 2 guys, I'm going Jaden. I just don't like the price is going to take to go up and get him.
Well, that's just it. I actually think this is not a good choice, JJ, personally, whatsoever. I think this would be a mistake.
Yeah.
I think this would be a mistake. However, like you said, what's it going to take for the Raiders to actually get to a spot where they're in position to draft Jaden Daniels? And you think it would be worth it?
Yeah, it's going to cost too much. I mean, you got to get in the top 3. You know, some people think he may slide, but you know, it's going to take multiple first-round picks, maybe a player. And as we get closer, you know, it's just going to get more expensive, I think. Because not only those 3 teams that are in the top 3 want a quarterback, but there's other teams that's in front of us and even behind us that want a quarterback. Excuse me. And then you got teams like the Vikings. I think they got 2 first-round picks, so they have some wiggle room. So it's just going to be too expensive for the holes that we have.
Well, you know, they cleared some money for a reason, and I think getting a quarterback would be a pretty good reason to spend that money. Well, I guess I know it doesn't translate into money in those terms, but
draft picks,
right? But if you look at here, he said, of course, we see that Raiders will meet with Jaden Daniels today, which was today earlier at the LSU had their pro day today. I don't know. Did you see any of that, Chris?
So I saw some of it, and actually from what I saw, it actually was kind of underwhelming compared to what people thought.
I agree.
They said, I guess there was some issue that they said with his elbow or something, but you know, who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, he's not known to be the most accurate guy. You know, he's a gamer, you know, he can use his legs quite well, but I don't know. Maybe his pro day is going to be frowned upon by some people, and maybe he'll slip, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I watched a little, and I mean, really, how excited are we supposed to get about these pro days anyway?
Right. And that's why I always tell people, like, you get these quarterbacks thrown in a comfortable position. You know, they just got their shorts on, no helmets. I mean, they're comfortable. No one's rushing them. You know, it has nothing to do with when there's a Maxx Crosby chasing you and on your ass. You know, things change all of a sudden. So.
That is true. All right, I'm going to go back to the chat a little bit before we move on here. Eli, what's good? Welcome to the show. QB number 1 job is not to turn the ball over. That would be very nice.
It's true.
I guess is Leo getting some subs in here for all.
Shout out to my guy Daniel. He actually gifted some memberships for my page. So thank you for that. So people are getting free memberships, I guess, that he paid for.
Wow. Right. Oh, wow. That's
very nice. Oh, I found it here. All right, Daniel, that's a very nice gesture. I don't even like. How does that get distributed?
Yeah, I guess he purchases them, and I guess people can claim them. So, people that's in here, or I don't know exactly how it works, but
okay.
Shout out to him before, so shout out to him.
Apparently, there are some memberships up for grabs.
Yeah, did you call it Paying It Forward?
Yeah, there you go.
So what's good? Hollywood in the building.
Hollywood.
What's good? Hollywood.
Happy belated birthday. You just celebrated this past weekend.
Happy birthday.
Is it always his birthday?
Yeah, it is.
It's always his birthday. I think he puts it on Facebook that it's 1 month. And then he puts on something else and it's another day, but the real day is actually another day. So he celebrates like 3 times a year.
Oh, he's one of those guys that celebrates it all month. Like, it's my birthday
month. No, not even all month. I think it comes every 3 months. I think.
or we're just getting older. These years are going by so quickly.
Yes, they are.
Perhaps. Yeah, a lot of people in here are saying, it's a support for the Michigan guy with supporting McCarthy.
Yeah. For sure.
I get it.
I'm going to go with Jaden myself.
There you go. I think we're all there.
Yeah.
Dan says Minnesota wants JJ and they have 11 and 23 to move up.
Yeah, so they got firepower. So if they want to get in that top 3 or top 4, they can do it easily. So
Uncle John's back in the building.
Uncle John in the building.
What's up, brother?
Jax, what's good? My girl Jax. She says, "What's up to Mother Moon?"
Hey, Jax. It's been a while.
Oh, that picture was fake. I think he's speaking of not any of the photos we put up. I think he was speaking of the photo that was released of Jaden Daniels. It looked like he had like a little action figure, G.I. Joe attachment, Toy Story arm.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it.
I mean, it's obviously fake. Nobody's arm grows like that. The only other explanation would be if it were like slow shutter speed and there was motion in it, but everything else is still. So yeah. I think everybody knows that's fake, right?
You just never know these days. You know how our fans are.
I mean, true that. Well, should we start and play a little game?
I just want to tell you got some love from across the pond. You got Terry.
What's a good Terry?
Whatever.
Terry from England.
England. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to play a little game here because that's what we do on this show. All right, this one is called Start, Bench, Cut, the off-season edition, and we have today the Scouting Combine, the NFL Draft, and free agency. Where are you going, Chris?
So for those that don't know, you have to pick one that starts, pick one that you would bench, and pick one that you will cut altogether. So if I go first.
Let us know in the chat, too, what you're going with.
Mine is actually probably going to be different than most people's, but for sure, I am cutting the combine. I cannot stand the combine. Those who know me know I can't stand the combine, and I get rather annoyed by people that talk about what someone did at the combine. So I'm definitely cutting the combine because it is trash to me. But I know most people love the draft, and I do love the draft, but I'm actually starting free agency, and I am benching the draft. So I'm starting free agency, benching the draft, cutting the combine. It's because I actually love free agency. I get excited just to see who we're going to get. Usually we don't get who I want, but this year we actually did. So that's where I'm at. What about you, Spot?
Okay.
I agree 100%.
So I have it written down here as well.
I am starting free agency. I'm benching the draft, and I am cutting the combine. And I will tell you why.
It's trash.
First of all,
Trash.
I think the combine is the most ridiculous waste of time there ever was. I think it's really for the NFL coaches to get together. It's basically a conference.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a conference that you go to for work, that you don't care about the keynote speaker, and the keynote speaker are the guys running the 40-yard dash over and over, and you're really just there for the open bar and to network with your colleagues.
So it's a team building exercise.
Sure. But what's going on the field, I mean, is neither here nor there. I mean, they've watched these guys' films over and over and over again. They know what they can do. They know how fast they are. They know how high they know their height. They know their weight. They know all that stuff already.
Yeah. If they're good scouts. If you don't know all this stuff before the damn combine, you don't need to be a scout. You're in the wrong profession. Why?
This is true.
Exactly.
Like, you should have known about that. Like, honestly, everyone that was in the draft, everyone that was in the combine this year, good scouting people knew all this stuff last year about these people.
Right.
They already knew it.
Yeah. Total waste of time, in my opinion. And I'm going with the draft. I'm benching the draft for this reason. It's a crapshoot. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get out of the draft. And for that reason is why I'm starting free agency. Starting free agency. You pretty much know who you're getting with these guys. They've proven themselves. You know what you're getting. You know what you're buying. The draft, you don't know what you're buying. You don't know what you're getting. College is so different than the NFL. You don't really know. Free agency, you know what these guys have done. We've watched them play week after week. We know their stats. We know if we like their personality, if you will. We know all these things. So for that reason, I'm starting free agency.
Yeah.
Those are all good reasons. And I have to agree with everyone.
And can I just want to add, I think the whole spectacle of the draft is almost as much of a waste of time as the combine.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the draft has some excitement, but maybe it's like we sucked at the draft for so long. I almost like it happens and then I want to forget it because I think about when we get what's his name, Alex Leatherwood and all these other bums. So I just want to forget it, you know?
And it's almost torture for the families too. They sit there, right? Just sitting there waiting. And then you get all these emotions from the guys. It's like, they probably don't really want to be totally crying on TV. So, but that's the only entertainment part. The stress they put on the family.
All right. Who we give? Did we get any answers in the chat here?
Let's see. Let's see.
I see Ana Diaz.
Cut the combine.
Cut it.
Yeah. Shout out to Ana Diaz.
The combine. Does anybody actually sit at home and watch that? Any of our viewers?
I ain't gonna lie, I do just so I can.
You do? Know. I don't, but I'm sure there's plenty of.
I can think about almost anything better to do than that.
Let's see. Randy says start draft, bench free agents, and cut the combine. That's what I thought most people would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of what I thought. So
start the draft, bench. Okay.
That's what I thought people would say.
Well, I'm with you. I guess I like to know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And be excited about the person already. Even when it comes to this, this quarterback discussion, I don't have like a favorite. I just hope whoever they choose succeeds.
Yeah.
But speaking of quarterbacks,
I'm behind on my drinks.
A little game we like to call Would You Rather. And this is going to go, Chris, I'll let you cue it up.
So, would you rather home opener?
Oh, home opener. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not home opener, season opener.
Season opener. Okay.
Because we play both of these teams this upcoming season. Who would you like the season opener to go against? Do you want a rematch against the Super Bowl champs, a team that we beat up on Christmas Day? I wouldn't even mind playing them in their house on Christmas Day. Or would you like to see us go out to NOLA and play Mr. Derek Carr himself for week 1? How would you guys like to get? Which would you rather?
I tell you,
to start the season off with. What do you got, Mother Moon? Let's start with Mother Moon.
Yeah, NOLA's always a good time, so I hear. Right, with the Raider Nation travels great there. I would pick. Let's go NOLA. I'd rather go there.
Okay, well, if we're talking about destination cities, somebody take me to Cabo or Greece or Italy. But if we're talking about who we want the Raiders to face on opening day, I can give two craps about Derek Carr and his non-division team, and I want the Raiders to come out against the division rival, the two-time defending Super Bowl champ. Come out with a statement with a W. That's what I want to see.
Oh, she ready.
She ready. I'm kind of torn because I think back at 2016 when we played the Saints in week 1. It was so lit. It was so fun. I think I missed the beginning of the game because I partied so hard the night before, but that's me. That's what happens. But I would love to see that again. So actually, I'm gonna go that. I think I'd rather start off with the Saints, even though it would be nice to beat up on old Mahomes week 1. But I want to beat up Derek Carr. Just want to beat him up a little bit.
All right. You two both have feelings for Derek Carr still. I'm completely over him and not there to beat him up whatsoever. You were.
You always want to.
Moon was talking about her vacation, so
I was like, let me go there.
You always want to see your ex-girlfriend doing bad. So I want to see my ex-girlfriend do bad in Derek Carr.
Spicy.
All right.
Looks like you're going to have some companionship on that trip. Some people want to
Exactly.
take you and see.
Well, I didn't say I was going. I don't want to go to Missouri. We're talking about a destination city. I certainly don't want to go there.
Right.
I want to know the answer to this question, though. It's not really a question. It was more like a statement. But Power Raider, whoever knows this, and I know this was I know this is a fact that Derek Carr can go into this season and he could potentially lose to every team in the NFL. So, does anyone know who all the teams are?
It's just us and the Panthers.
That's it?
I think that's it.
Oh, well, he's going to get that record eventually.
That's what I'm saying. Why not this year?
Well, it's really up to the Raiders, though, right? It's really up to the Raiders because he might not circle back to play the Raiders again because he's old now.
Yeah, it might be another 4 years. So
right.
But chat, let me know if I'm wrong. I think the other team is the Panthers, though.
Panthers, all right.
That won't take long to break that record, would it?
Well, I don't know. I hope not. Myra says, remember that epic season opener in NOLA in 2016? That was one of the top 5 road games I've ever been to. I wasn't at that game, but I do recall
that game was crazy.
Seeing all the video footage from that game, the march down. Okay, that one I will say. I will give you Raiders fans tend to brag about the takeover when all 100 of them that went to each state like go to the same bar because there's somebody's hosting a party, so they think they took it over. Okay, you're delusional. Anywho, that was actually a takeover. That looked like a takeover.
It did.
That's what I'm talking about, a takeover being.
I've been there every time because last year it was on Halloween. We took over that last year. That was nuts. Got our ass kicked, but it was a hell of a.
And that doesn't matter at the point.
Hell of a party.
Okay, we have some confirmation here. We think.
Okay.
At least we're hoping this is a quality fact checker. Yes, the Panthers and the Raiders.
Fact.
He says, "No, we do take over." I feel you. I feel you on that one bar you went to. Listen, I've been a ton of away games, and I often. Oh no, there's another one. Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee. And I think it helps too when basically the entire city is downtown and it's all of a few blocks.
Yeah.
And you can see people walking around and stuff like that. I guess in bigger cities or cities like Missouri where there's nowhere to hang out, you can't really tell that much. But like even in Miami, that wasn't again.
It wasn't a daily takeover. There was a couple spots here and there, maybe, but as far as seeing everyone walk the streets in masses, I didn't see all that.
No, definitely.
For the record, Spicy Raider Girl took over Miami. I saw it with my own eyes.
Like single-handedly.
That's when Angela became spicy. Shout out.
Oh, he says, I went to the Buffalo game and it wasn't a great time. Is that just because of the weather?
You know what? Someone told me that they party pretty hard, like at least for the tailgate. I heard they tailgate pretty well, but I don't know what's fun to do in Buffalo.
You know, I would love to go around and do a little tailgate tour, if you will, and see how some of these other teams do it, because it looks like some of these other teams do a pretty good job, and we all know Vegas doesn't do it very well. If you've been to a Vegas tailgate, it's not very good. I mean, I would love to go. I don't know where would be a good place to go to see. I feel like Philly has a reputation for doing it well, but I did not enjoy that one.
Right? Yeah, it was so cold for one. And
actually, Mexico City was like the best one.
Which one?
Mexico City.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was scared to go there. I don't mind getting drunk and acting a fool here in the United States, but I ain't trying to get in no Mexico jail.
I don't know. I just thought that was maybe just because it was so new, but I thought that tailgate experience was super cool. I mean, it flooded into the streets, into like the alleyways where they have different merchants. They have bandas playing. I don't know. I thought
kids selling you coke on the corner.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it was a good time. I think we missed a super chat up there. Shout out to Double Ganger. It was
Double Ganger.
There we go.
Yep.
Drink up, Tom Brady. I don't know. I guess that is a drink. He's made his own drinking game. We'll go with it.
F Tom Brady.
I like it.
But once a Raider, always a Raider. He's about to be a Raider, so we gotta love him.
There you go. Remember, everybody that's watching, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button. Take a minute to subscribe to both of our channels. And as you just saw, if you want to support either one of our channels, hit the super chat button to support the channel. Let's get into a little bit of these new rule changes. So we'll start with the kickoff rule. I actually love this rule change.
I knew you would.
I love it.
You've been talking about this for years.
Like, this might be the best thing that has ever happened. So sources, they modified the kickoff. And here's the thing with the kickoff. Okay, we see somebody score, there's excitement. Then they cut after the point, obviously, then they cut to break. And we have to sit through a commercial, and or if we're in the stadium, there's a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
Then they come back, and then we watch them kick the ball, and usually they boot it out of the end zone, or they fair catch it, which is not exciting. That's more time wasted, and then they cut to commercial again. Mm-hmm. So we're either, again, sitting at home watching commercials or in the stadium board. So for me, I always thought that was not a good use of time. And forget the entertainment value. It doesn't help advance the football at all. It's taken out the element of players running the ball back, the element of fumbles, all these different types of things that can come from running the ball, because really nobody runs it anymore. And when they do, they end up right on the 25-yard anyway. So how do you feel about this change?
So I see both viewpoints, because I understand that. Because every time it's always like a touchback, we don't see nothing. Back in the day, the kickoff was part of the game. Like you would want to get a good kickoff returner on your team, because he might be able to score a touchdown and put you. I mean, I think we just had Devin Hester is going into the Hall of Fame because he was a great returner, but those days are gone. But
exactly, that element's kind of taken out now.
Taken out. This new rule change is kind of geared for protection, they say. So the guys don't get a full head of steam before they come in to hit you. So I think there's going to be more return. Like, people are going to actually return the ball, which is cool. It's going to be a little weird looking at the line, how it's set up. But there may be more. There may be more kick returns, though. There may be more that people can go to the house. So it'll be interesting. I think they just try it for 1 year to see if it works.
Yeah, I like it. It says here's a look at the official kickoff change rule proposal. Teams could have a maximum of 2 returners. Kicking team cannot move until the ball hits the landing zone or is fielded there. And this part, no more fair catches.
All right. So what's going to happen if the guys do move? Are they going to be penalized?
Yeah, probably a penalty.
Probably an offside or something like that.
Yeah, that I didn't read what they would be penalized on.
Well, you go on to say here, if the kick doesn't reach the landing zone, ball placed at the 40. That's huge.
That is. So like you make sure you got to get it in there.
Right. Your kicker needs to be on point, because these days the 40-yard, I'm exaggerating, but the 40-yard line is practically a field goal.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're getting close to field goal range. I mean, no, I'm interested to see it, because now, I mean, no fair catch. So if you catch it within that landing zone, you got to bring that bad boy out.
Run. Yeah. I like it. If it goes out of the end zone or flies into the end zone and is downed, ball at the 35. If it hits the landing zone and rolls into the end zone and is down, ball at the 20. If it is caught in the landing zone, must be returned.
Yeah. So and we got one of the best punters in the league, so it's going to help us. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Sounds like you're not on board. I'm loving it.
I mean, I kind of see both ways, but I like it just because it's going to bring it back into effect. Like, you need to have a good kick returner now. So we got Trey Tucker. So
right,
that'll be sweet.
Potential no more kickoff holders. If conditions cause ball to fall off the tee twice, the kicker will be allowed to use kicking stick to keep the ball in place. The closest covering official will pick up the stick immediately after the kick. If the ball, so, you know, that's kind of whatever. They almost should just let him drop kick it.
Right. That'd be sweet.
I know, right?
So, I mean, I'm cool with it.
I'm excited to see it. A part always made no sense to me. I'm just like, score the touchdown, put it on the 25, and keep moving because nothing's happening. Yeah. And I found this to be interesting because the Raiders and I never seem to see eye to eye. The vote was 29-3. Green Bay, Las Vegas, and San Francisco voted against it.
Oh, is that right?
I wonder why Vegas. I wonder what the reasoning was to go against it.
I don't know. Yeah, I have that. I don't know.
Yeah. Very
interesting. So, do you want to talk about some other rule changes, Chris?
Yeah. So the other one is there is no hip drop tackle. So that's specifically to tackle that we start seeing. It's kind of always been in the league, but we've seen it more lately. It's basically when a tackler they wrap up a ball carrier and they basically get off their feet and they put all their weight down, and it's usually down on the ball carrier's legs. Which, you know, I am against that. You know, I'm against that rule change because the offense already has enough to help them, you know, it's hard enough to kind of stop the offense. Now, this makes it even harder for the defense. Like, how are you supposed to tackle? And I think and it's all subjective. So like what, you know, if you look at it, some people may interpret it as a hip drop, some won't. But at the end of the day, I'm not surprised about it because if we think about it, a few years back, Tom Brady got hit low and it hit his knee, and they made a penalty to protect him. So that's why you can't hit quarterbacks low. I think 2 years ago, Patrick Mahomes, someone brought him down with the hip drop tackle, and it hurt him. I think it was in a playoff game against the Jaguars where he almost didn't finish that game. So, you know, when you hurt one of the faces of the NFL, soon enough they're going to have some kind of rule change for it. So again, I'm not okay with that because guys that are small, you know, it's hard to bring down a big guy. So
yeah,
and it's really started off as like, because I knew about the tackle because they kind of teach that in rugby. You know, when you're tackling someone, you kind of use the person's momentum, you know, and drop them down. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting because it's a 15-yard penalty and it's real subjective. And if someone calls that penalty when it's like the fourth quarter and the game's on the line, there's going to be a lot of unhappy fans. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I think these little ticky-tacky type of rule changes I'm not necessarily here for. Hunter Ellis says they should just play two-hand touch.
Right.
That'll eliminate all the problems.
Right. It's like, what are you supposed to do? If someone's just running, I mean, you know, I get the horse collar tackle. You don't want to do that. But, I mean, I don't know.
I do kind of love me a dread tackle.
Huh?
I do kind of love me a dread tackle.
A dread tackle. Just pull the dreads.
Yeah, you know.
But like, I mean, if the guy's in front of you, it's like, I don't know how you're supposed to tackle him. I really don't. So.
Raiders Rebel Unleashed says, why have kickers anymore? They could throw it that far. It should be throw off, not a kickoff.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Hollywood says, or flag football. Oh, only for the QB though.
I mean, honestly, it's trending that way. I mean,
right.
That's why
that would be terrible. It could never.
Don't count it out. In 10 years, don't count it out.
That's true.
Hollywood, take that back.
I mean, we already have wait, is the Pro Bowl flag football or is it not even at all anymore?
Oh yeah, no, they don't even do it at all.
They don't even do it at all. So last year,
they might do.
Last year was flag football.
Yeah, maybe.
Did they do anything? Maybe they just took that out altogether.
They played dodgeball. They played dodgeball and stuff.
I think they played tic-tac-toe or something.
Yeah, they like.
No, I'm serious. I think they did. Let's check out some new numbers. 2024 new numbers for some new players, and we have some that have changed. Who's buying these jerseys? Anybody? Anyone need a Minshew jersey, Mother Moon?
No.
Uh-oh, Mother Moon, get a Minshew.
I'm not allowed, and I forbid myself to buy any jersey.
Honestly, I think buying football jerseys is a waste of money anyway, because these guys get turned over so much.
Right.
Like, I could hear the tears of all the 50-year-old men crying at their closets when they had to retire.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Renfro and Waller and Carr. Their whole wardrobe is gone, probably.
Oh, that's so funny. No, my reason, because I usually jinx whoever gets it. So
That's true.
We don't go there.
Every time Mother Moon buys a jersey, that person ends up getting injured. So she will never be sporting a Mad Max jersey. Ever.
Yeah.
Until he retires and becomes a Hall of Famer. And then maybe. Then we'll consider it. We're only going to consider it, though, at that point, Mother Moon. So
I like Capio's comment. He said they should bring back the fastest man in the NFL challenge and the QB challenge like in the 90s. I agree. That's back when like the Pro Bowl was sweet. Like they'd have like a race of the fastest guys. NFL's gotten so soft.
Damn them. Trying to prevent people from getting concussions and doing things for themselves.
There's no broken.
It's only gotten worse. We got Chandler Jones and Antonio Brown. So, hey, we'll be all right.
Well, speaking of Mad Max, he was on set. It looks like this was his trailer filming potentially a new commercial advertisement for Jordan Brand.
What?
Out in LA, I believe it was last week. I wonder what these cleats are going to look like. I'm excited to see what these cleats are going to look like. I hope they're like Mad Max edition. I mean, everybody wears like the Jordan Brand, and they look like one of the Air Jordan shoes, which is really cool. I like that too. Don't get me wrong. But I'm kind of hoping he has a specialty one, a new design. Yeah. And I actually hope if that happens, it translates into a sneaker that we can buy as fans. Kind of like the boat, like, Bo Jackson had his sneakers.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
No, that would see him. Like almost if it's like graffitied up kind of and him tattoos and stuff. That'd be pretty sweet.
Like Mad
that
Max,
would be interesting.
like the movie, just kind of like tough and rough.
He wouldn't be able to wear those though. He'd only be able to wear them in pregame or that one game where they have like cleats for cause for cleats or whatever the saying is. Yeah. Cause, my cleats or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll make it NFL compliant, but yeah, something that brings out his personality. I think that'll be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
What we got in the chat, Chris?
Let's see. Got some good stuff. I'm kind of interested. Hollywood Raider. He said, "Did you hear about Hollywood 2.0 in Vegas?"
I did.
Hollywood, you might have to tell us that.
I think as he's talking about, there's been talk of this for a long time, of like sound stages, studios wanting to go out there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I don't know if that's what I don't know if that's what he's speaking of, but.
Oh, I wanted some controversy. I thought it was like a fake Hollywood, a fake Hollywood Raider.
You're such a typical Raiders fan.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I want to hear the tea, man. What happened?
Here for the drama.
Yeah, Hollywood, tell about the beef about this fake Hollywood Raider.
No, I did hear. I think there is going to be a Hollywood Raider out there. I heard that rumor too, Chris.
Oh my God! You stop.
You know what I'm talking about.
But I want to hear some mess, man. Let's see what else we got in the comments, man. Let's see. Edgar Bonilla. He said they play Duck Goose. Duck Goose at the. That's funny.
See, he was not talking about drama. He was talking about a studio.
Studio.
All right. Well, forget Hollywood's comment. I thought it was going to be better than that, man.
That was a good one. Don't listen to them, Hollywood. Let's celebrate the nuptials of Raiders center.
Oh, yeah.
Hronis Agrasu, I believe it's how you say. But the real star of the family, of course, is Sabrina Ionescu, WNBA star. She is one of the best WNBA players and she showed off her talents, her skills in the men's All-Star 3-point challenge.
Oh, that was her?
That was her.
Oh, she's a beast. I didn't know that was her.
That was her.
Steph. Okay.
She went up against Steph Curry. She did fall short of beating Steph Curry. However, she scored just as many, if not more, than every other male contestant that was in the 3-point contest and tied.
Impressive.
I forgot who won, but she was tied for the person who won the person who won.
She's a beast. Yeah, I didn't know that was her. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. I like her.
Yeah, she's cool. She's definitely a baller, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they kind of resemble each other, and I'm like, oh, they make like a cute couple. And then I started reading; they're both Romanian.
Oh, there you have it.
They have a lot of interest, and you know how she is. She's Mamba mentality, so I think they'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Come to my right my therapy class if you need anything. Yeah, beautiful photos.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else going on for tonight, any last words, anything you want to plug, Chris?
Yeah. So as always, man, as you guys know, I always have this show. I love this show. We always have so much fun. This is just like the feel good show. We just drink and, play Raider games and engage with the group. But I have my show on Friday, Fan Talk Fridays, where I usually have some guests and we just talk our ball. And then on Sundays, I always have my Syndicate Sundays with my brother Leo and my boy the Raider Rundown and my boy Turf. So we always have some good conversation there. And I actually am going to be on a show with my buddy Angelo on Sunday as well for a little bit. So that's about it. Besides that, just plugging along and enjoying all the Raider content.
Whoop, whoop. All right. And we finally have our swag in. We were wondering what we were going to get from Woodson Whiskey. We finally, if you've seen these hats, Charles Woodson was wearing them during the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl edition.
Woodson Whiskey hat. Of course, if you've been paying attention, if you've been following along to our other shows, we will be giving these hats away to our members. So become a member of Chris's show. Shoot on over to For Life on Raider Story. Become a member of our show as well.
And be put in a drawing.
We will be picking a winner for these hats here. We have several of them, so there'll be more than one winner. We have several of these hats. We have T-shirts, and of course, we have the bottle as well. So again, if you want a chance to win some of this Woodson Whiskey swag, you can't buy this stuff. This is straight from them. You know what to do.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Daniel again for gifting some of those memberships. So as more people get a chance to get a hat. So awesome. Thank you again, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
And I just want to say one more thing. We had some birthday shout outs in here, but we do have a longtime viewer who is not with us this evening because he's recovering from his little twerking birthday party yesterday. So Travis, Raider Travis.
Oh, yeah, Raider Travis. Shout out.
I'm sure he'll tune in later, but just wanted to get that out there. Happy birthday, Raider Travis.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder. I knew it was, and I was hoping he was pop in so that we could say it to him, but that's okay. He's here every other time.
Yes, he is. Shout out to all the birthdays. Again, shout out to Myra G on her birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What you got going on, Spice?
Oh, just the regular weekend show with my favorite podcaster, Chris, and my favorite behind the scenes person, Mother Moon.
Hey.
Forget me. I'm on the Raiderette show. I had popcorn ready. I was ready.
Yes. We have our show. It's not every Tuesday, but check your local listings for when we do have our Raiderettes Roundtable on Tuesday nights at 6:00. If you haven't already, you can always circle back and see the ladies that have already been on.
Yes. Hit the notification bell so you know when she's having it.
There you go.
Love that.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button. And if you want to If you want to be entered to win some Woodson whiskey swag, make sure to become a member of our channels. All right, Raider Nation, you know we go out one way and only one way. Raider! Thanks for watching.